Hi guys, welcome to the channel talking all things Zelda. Today, to fill the gap while I work on some longer projects, I'd like to talk about what appears to have become a hot topic in the Zelda community, with that topic being the idea that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom have supposedly deviated from the so-called traditional Zelda formula. Is there space for these varying styles to coexist? Watch on to find out, and then by extension stick around to see why we have exciting times ahead of us as a community. Let me dive straight into this by taking a look at the series' humble beginnings. And if you learned something new today or enjoy the content, please help me out by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. It truly helps out. Okay, so first up, I would question whether the current format of Zelda games, i.e. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, have even deviated from the foundations the series were built upon at all. You could argue that the current style is what Zelda was always intended to be. It's interesting really, isn't it? The conception of traditional Zelda being linear. The original title, The Legend of Zelda, released in 1986, was one of the first open-world action-adventure games. And yes, while Breath of the Wild revolutionized the series by offering a massive open world with unprecedented freedom and exploration, the original game actually helped initially define the genre. We can delve into this a little further by looking at series creator Miyamoto's past influences and the way he wanted to explore the open world we live in. During a hiking trip as a child, he stumbled upon a lake, which he remembers as surprising to find. This led to the realization that the world around him could be fun to explore without a map. Finding amazing things organically in the course of approaching an adventure with this mindset and philosophy. This experience directly impacted his vision for the Zelda series, with an overworld map being absent from the original Legend of Zelda game. What this does suggest is that the games have always tried to be completely open world in nature, likely only constrained by the specific hardware they were developed for and the technology available to the developers at the respective time. Eiji Aonuma, the current producer of the Zelda series, has suggested that future games will adopt an open world mantra, with Breath of the Wild setting the precedent for subsequent games, similar to how Ocarina of Time did in the late 90s. But in conjunction with this, I don't see any reason at all why these so-called styles can't amicably coexist. And if you think about it, isn't it better that they do? Variety is the spice of life after all. And we have incredible examples of well-established series successfully branching off in opposing directions, fully embracing their fork in the road moment. I'd wager that, while there will always be a split in the community, with some fans firmly falling on one specific side of the fence, these fans are, in fact, in the minority, and the majority of fans will enjoy variance in styles. For the record, I genuinely enjoy both formats. I know this because there are two games specifically in the series that have hit me hardest with that wow, this is something I have never experienced before feeling, completely fresh and unique. You know, that novel feeling that few video games manage to achieve, and those games are Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild. And do you know what? It doesn't matter where you stand on all of this, it's okay either way. There is space for everyone in the community, veteran and new. An inclusive community is a better community. The best example of a well-established series taking this approach is Nintendo's other heavy hitter, Super Mario. 3D and 2D Mario games are significantly different, but both have strong followings and fans, like myself, that enjoy both variants. It goes without saying that we are spoilt for choice with 3D Mario games. Odyssey, the Galaxy Duology, 3D Land and World, Bowser's Fury, Sunshine, and of course Mario 64. Every single one of the aforementioned being an outstanding game. But 2D Mario games are phenomenal in their own right, notwithstanding the fact that the original Mario Bros essentially kickstarted the whole gaming industry as we know it. There have been some incredible entries in the series, including all Mario Bros games, old and new, Super Mario World, and let's not forget the Mario Maker games, being some of the most fun I've ever had in video gaming. Who's here for a Zelda Maker? I know I am. And if we tie this back to the Zelda series, what's now on the not too distant horizon for Mario fans is an exciting prospect. Something the Mario community appears to have received particularly well. A brand new take on the old Mario formula, with the hype building nicely already. Mario Bros. Wonder has everyone intrigued. A game that appears to adopt the same framework of previous and what would be classed as traditional games in the series, whilst painting a fresh coat of fairly lavish innovation on top, and simultaneously making smaller tweaks to the well-established formula. I mean, just look at those character animations, beautiful stuff. And the Zelda series could adopt something similar, taking an innovative but respectful approach to the development of new linear games is a tantalising prospect and one I hope the team explore. Which leads me on to looking ahead and why we should all feel very positive about what lies in store. While high quality remakes will help to plug the gap between huge open world mainline games, there is certainly room for the development team to take this a step further. Think about how good A Link Between Worlds was. That game really surprised me. An older style modernised with a truly unique concept of being able to merge with the walls and temporarily turn the world into a 3D space. The team could truly revitalise some of the older games, and there is even scope to reimagine some of these, Wind Waker's successors being prime candidates for this, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. And while I fully appreciate there would be a lot of work required to create a new game engine, the framework, characters and worlds would already be in place to allow a game of this nature to be finalised far quicker than a fully fledged open world game, akin in scale to Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Heck, they could even use Wind Waker's engine. Imagine how good that could be, reworking Phantom Hourglass into Wind Waker's skin. There's also a risk of fatiguing the community with a purely open world approach, as while these games are fantastic, they are also lengthy experiences to work through and enjoy in all their intricate glory. The more linear variants are great when you just need a game you can finish in a few sittings without that huge time commitment. Wrapping up then, I genuinely think there is space for these so-called styles to coexist. Ultimately, I think we should look to embrace new ideas while respecting what came before. We're entitled to nothing, remember, and I, for one, am grateful for the innovative philosophy of the Zelda development team. And if you share my passion for all things Legend of Zelda, please help me out and hit that subscribe button, because I've got lots of great stuff planned, including some longer projects. Thanks, have a good one, and catch you next time.